Hello, everybody. We'll get started in a few minutes. In the meantime, if you wanted to sign into our agenda, that'd be pretty awesome. If you had any topics you wanted to talk about today, you can add those under opens. How's everybody's November winding up?
All right. I just tell everyone I had a first day of a new job on Monday, which would have been great because I was supposed to be back from Italy at 4 p.m. the day before. And it took me 22 hours to get from Italy to the UK. And I was 1 hour late to my first day of work, like with all my with me. Can you imagine? But I made it.
That's good, but I am sad for you.
Other than that, great November. I grabbed an extra laptop.
An extra laptop? Well, that'd be great. You can meeting twice as hard. If anyone has any topics they'd like to discuss today, please add it to the agenda after you note your attendance. Give me, Randall, do you know if Glenn's popping in today?
Should be, but he hasn't responded to my text messages yet since like 3 a.m. Because
Your three or his three?
My 3 a.m. Because we run a 24-hour operation here, so at SKF, so we're up 24/7.
Well, that would have been like lunchtime for him.
It was about the same time I texted you. I messaged you on Slack.
All right, let us get started.
But I do have this. If Anthony should be on the call, and if you guys want to demo the new SKF, like brand new, completely overhauled, we can do that.
If you would like to add that to the open section, that'd be delightful.
I will. I'm walking out to my car, and I will in a second.
Cool. Do we have any new friends that wanted to say hello? It looks like this is the regular cast of characters. Anybody wanted to say hello? All right. Can I please ask for someone assistance for scribing some notes for us? Thank you. All right. Let us briefly go into our 3 sections. Do we have any updates from our 3 sections we wanted to share with the group? We'll start with give Dave an opportunity.
Thanks, Crobe. Basically, it's all about the plan. So we've been asking people to add PRs and changes in all the sections, really, and review what's there. I think we still need some estimations that need to be done. But yeah, the proposed changes were all supposed to be due last week, so we should have the content. And now it's just a matter of combining it all together and hoping that it all makes sense. December 8th, which is next Thursday, is our last call for section 1 for the year. Just FYI.
All right. Any questions about section 1?
I think section 1 is looking pretty solid now.
Thank you. Good. It's been a journey for sure. All right, let us turn our attention to section 2. Any updates you wanted to share for section 2, Randall/Glenn?
Is Glenn on the call?
No.
Oh, all right. So we've pretty much done. We just have the last 2 items that is on GitHub. And on our GitHub PR. If you go to our GitHub PR, there's 2 items at the very bottom. And that's it for us. We just have to clarify where those go. I think the confusion that we have is that we kind of feel that they're year 2 items. So I think that it's just a matter of where they fit in the plan.
Yeah, if they're year 2, mark them as year 2, and we will figure out a way to showcase that.
Yeah, we're still having our discussion about them, but yeah, that's where we're at right now as far as, because there's also whether or not they should be moved to section 3. There's also that possibility.
All right, any questions for section 2? Well, let us move on to the freshly merged section 3. Refresh your page if you'd like to see the latest and greatest. Sal, any updates you wanted to share?
No, so I put in the final WAG, and I think I'm happy with some of the scopes that were put in here, and I don't have any updates. I think some of these, the early parts that sort of integrate with year 1, I think we're really, really clear that those are the scopes. And I think for year 2, if we do need to reevaluate, we can, but I think we've put in a safe yes for these. I'm happy to go in and just clear up some of the extra there's just some typo sort of things, but I'm pretty happy with this. I've got to go through and write up the explanation for 3.15 still and 3.14. But I will be doing that in the next 2 days. So
Excellent. Any questions on section 3?
And if anyone has any opinions on 3.4 or 5, you can put them in there.
Great. Strongly encouraged to. All right. Overall, we were hoping to have all our revisions done by the end of this week. Randall.
I know that this is for Saul. I know that there are talks right now about things going on in SKF, including integration with LFX. We're having a meeting on Friday with Clyde about that. And I know that there's a lot of ideas as far as what can be done to reward people and whatnot on the new SKF platform, especially from a certification point of view. But I think that once we talk to Clyde, we'd have better visuals on what that exactly looks like.
Yeah, that sounds good. I also just put in a couple of weeks worth of basically volunteer dev time around that to make sure that it's distributable with the certifications and badging.
Perfect.
So that sounds good.
Just wanted to add that. Sorry, Crow.
No. As you're looking over your section of the plan again, Sal, I put in some overly generous estimates on some of those things. So based off of your real world experience, if you'd like to refine anything, don't hesitate.
Well, I did. I mean, I noted the same, and I also thought, wow, I'm not going to take those down in case I'm wrong.
Well, I'm not the world's greatest estimator. I've just been doing it for a long, long time. All right. So if we could get our major thoughts done by the end of this week, that gives us the following week, the section leaders to integrate things and to start to put the connective tissue together. Daniel.
I was just wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on goal 3.11, create a unified approach to delivering certification. It's just the text here is maybe this is something that I should do as a issue or a pull request or something like that. I just was wondering if that there's not a lot of text here, and I just wanted to make sure that I understood it.
Yeah, I think throw it in as an issue and we can have a discussion around it. So this is
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I can also update that issue after the talk with Clyde, because I think that is something that we've been talking about. How can we have a uniform platform?
Open up an issue so we can have a little bit of a discussion around it. And then Randall, if you and your team, because basically this is the integration step with your platform, right? If you can deliver the estimated milestones for that would make sort of us comfortable with on your engineering side, that's perfect.
Absolutely. You got it.
Awesome. So again, please, everyone here, I encourage you to read the full plan. If you have any ideas on introduction to the paper, to any of the 3 sections, or any type of closing statement, that'd be useful. If you can think up any illustrations or diagrams that might help enforce a point we're trying to make, feel free to make that, suggest that to us, so we can get somebody to scramble around and do some doodles.
So where is this final document sitting at the moment again? Have you sent it?
Right now, I talked with Bob Calloway he's the TAC chair. And for the TAC, we're fine leaving it in Git as is.
Well,
So we just need to better hyperlink the things. And then when we send it to the governing board, we probably will take that and generate a PDF to give to them. Because executives like one thing to look at, not 5
sounds
things.
good. But that means by Friday, this doc needs to be more narrative than it is. So I will work on that. On my section.
We have next week to work on that. But yes, if let's not wait till the end. I hate waiting for the last minute. So if you have some suggestions, please type that in. Randall.
I forgot.
Cool. So at the end of next week, we will formally notify everyone that's on the SIG mailing list, as well as the best practices working group mailing list, and have a 2-week call for comments. And then after that time, we will share with the TAC, probably first or second meeting next year. And that will go to the governing board, most likely January, February. So thank you all for your work. Please, we're so close. Let's keep pushing a little more. And I had a chat with Randall and a couple others. So, and if there are, so once you feel you're done, typing in the plan, if there are things you are interested in working on and that don't cost money and isn't going to give you a lot of heartache if it eventually gets nacked by the governing board, that is a risk of everything in here. Feel free to start working on any of these things. So like, for example, adding things into our, if we find more training content, don't hesitate to add that to the spreadsheet. Or if there are things that you are very passionate about, want to get a jump start on, feel free to start that work, but just be aware that the governing board, the funders ultimately might not approve everything.
Can we, for the notation on that, since it's staying in GitHub, can we just put a little side on any of the things that are active, just say active now?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, please.
That'll let them know what they should conserve.
Please. Randall.
Sorry, I remembered what I was going to say. So one thing, Saul, that I wanted to just bring to your attention that has come up multiple times is that we have to have a plan on how we're going to verify things, because apparently we don't like cheaters. So that's a big one. And also some of the certifications and whatnot currently have a hard cost around them, which is something that we're planning on alleviating with SKF. But just putting that down in CROP, I don't know if any of that needs to be on the plan, but yeah, I know that for Brian, it matters quite a bit. The whole what certifications are going to cost and whatnot, because it is a hard cost. So,
well, since I invited Mr. Bellendorf to look at the plan over a month ago, I'm drowning in his feedback.
Well, I'm just sharing.
So
I was trying to get a pre-read to see if we were directionally correct and if we had to make any big last minute pivots, but I've failed in achieving that feedback.
Well, when we did the gap analysis, we did label what was free and open and what was not. And so with the gap analysis, we said that essentially, if there's cooperation from the organizations providing training, then we've got 22 resources to lean on. Without that, we've got 5.
Well, I think, go ahead.
I think Brian's concern is that the training program is very valuable to the Linux Foundation, and they want to find ways to ensure that continuity, that that area of interest to them is not totally eroded. And then, if there are, I think he probably just wants us to account for a portion of this will get plugged into that platform and will be available for that certification regime on top of everything else we're doing. Does that sound, is that an accurate restatement, Randall?
To some degree, because what he was saying is that like some certifications have like a hard cost of a few $100s to like grade the test, provide the information, all of that stuff. So he just wanted to make sure that we keep that in mind, that like it's not just we give something to someone and that's it. Like there's a back office or an overhead that needs to be accounted for every person. So it's not like we could just go out and give out certifications or reward people for no reason, or not maybe no reason, but you get what I'm saying. And then there's also the concern of making sure that people don't game the system. And that was something that that's one of the reasons we overhauled SKF, because there's an examination platform now.
Yeah, we've been very light on specifics of things. So that might be an area, if people have time, they want to start scribble some notes down around their thoughts in that area. That might be useful as we move on to the next stages.
Fair. And I have it all in the SKF notes, just for if anyone's ever curious. There's an SKF notes repo where I just keep my personal set of notes and I keep everything in there.
All right, any other feedback, comments, questions about the plan and our schedule? Abhishek?
Yeah, follow-up question to what Randall was saying. Is everything we curate and collect and present to potential learners is going to be free? Because if we take, for instance, the like CNCF, right, CKA, CKAD, all of those stuff, they cost money.
So everything this group generates should be targeted toward to be free and available on multiple platforms. As we are trying, working in the benefit of the learner, if there are other courses outside of our work or the Linux Foundation that do cost, we should note this is a really good class on Kubernetes security that, if somebody that's going down that DevSecOps path, you should strongly consider outside of our world. So we'll have references to outside stuff that costs, because again, we're not going to have the best of everything in the universe. We're not going to go teach people about network routing. So we'll go talk to the F5 and the Cisco people about that. That answer your question, sir?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Before we move on to our demo, I have one piece of business. I'm going to send a note out to the team. I have updated the SIG's charter. I need everyone to read it, provide any feedback. I'll create an issue for this where I would like our active members to vote on, express your opinion on if we're going to ratify it or not, so I can note on this date this was ratified. I'm going to be going across all the working groups doing this because that's been kind of an outlying task on a couple things. So please look for an email and a GitHub issue for me around reviewing the charter. So please set aside 5 minutes or so the next coming days to do that for us. And any questions about that? I'm trying to clean up the paperworky stuff so that we look nice and we're compliant with the foundation's desired documentation. All right, I now yield the floor to Anthony and Randall to give us an amazing demonstration of the new SKF.
Hey,
Anthony,
everyone.
you want to get that started and share your screen?
Yep.
Please.
Let me see, how do I do this? Okay, I can move this on here. Right.
So just so
Um,
you guys know, we have not focused on UI, so don't criticize the UI. but it's functional. We focused on functionality.
Yeah, most of the UI, it's okay at this. and most of the functionality is working, but yeah, just gonna log out to show you. So we have a registration that works and everything. We also have oops, sorry, just misclicking here. Okay. We have a login also, and yeah, I'm just gonna log in with GitHub. So this platform is mainly for the labs and the certifications. So this is gonna be like modules that people are gonna be able to start, and then there are gonna be a lot of topics that they have to they can read, and they can have like quizzes. So if we go here, this is the list of all labs. I don't think this is gonna be in the final website, but it's here. So yeah, we have this dashboard. This dashboard is not reflecting currently my user, but this is the idea how it's gonna look. So we have here everything that the user has done, where he left, so he can see all the browser, what is recommended for him or her, and we can see the progress in like a matrix way. And yeah, so let's say he wants to do this lab here, or this read this. This is again not finalized, but it works like this. So you can see at the bottom left is the progress of this specific lab. So if you scroll down and you reach this part where he finished reading, so we can see that this has some progress. Now in the right, we have the actual lab. It's going to be like an iframe coming from SKF. And so you have to answer the quizzes, right? So you have to solve this lab correctly in order to get this, what I call flag. For example, if I put something else here, just try again, right? So let's say we solve the lab. So we get this input right here. So if we put something else, it's going to see incorrect answer, but we get this flag. And yeah, you finish the lab. So you have 100%. So this is a way we can make sure that the user is not cheating. We're going to try to make this as safe as possible. And then, yeah, you can just go to the next lab, and that's how you progress. And once you finish, you're going to get the certification, or that's something we are figuring out. But that is pretty much the flow of the user, right? And he or she is going to have a dashboard. You can just finish all the modules, and they can he and she can get certifications and stuff. So that's the demo.
Well, you all definitely earned the gold star for using my favorite type of chart, spider
radial
charts.
Gradle graphs are so good.
Okay,
You
that's
guys
everything
like
I
it?
have to show. So yeah.
I love it.
So just a couple of notes. So the requirement tooling will be in its own environment. In other words, there will be like a tools hyperlink at the top where you'll be able to access them, but they will be rebuilt and they will be in their own environments. Also, there's going to be like a kind of like a team mode for this as well. So like if you're an organization, or I don't know, you have a development team, you're a competitive hacking team, I don't know, you could sign a group up, and you could have like a central dashboard with all of your team members, and you could see their progress and track how far they've gone and whatnot. That's also in the works. But yeah, pretty much that's what it is. And then also you see the courses and everything. Lexicon will be in here. We haven't really thought about that far, because this has only happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks, really, kind of, sort of. So yeah, basically just a couple of notes. But yeah, beyond that, that's the new SKF. And it's on Supabase now. So
is anything about that group identity access stated in the plan? Because that would actually be valuable for an argument of upskilling your internal team.
we could definitely add it.
Yeah, just put a bullet in, because if it's available, I think that's
Just so you know, so we had a great meeting with a lot of people, but we had a shall we say, an important meeting that we got reamed on sustainability, because we never thought about sustainability of the platform. And that was one of those features that Glenn had thought about, because in his training it kind of came up, and we were like, yeah, we need that.
yeah, it's a good idea.
I had
But yeah,
2 points of feedback for you.
absolutely.
We'll probably want to reach out to Jennifer Bly and the marketing folks So since you're going to do certifications, we probably should also think about an electronic badge. So we'll probably want to get somebody to design some little electronic thing to go in partnership with a certificate.
And let me say this, because there's an interesting situation around certificates, because theoretically work was already started by ING to make SKF like a legitimate certification issuing body, like its own thing. However, that's one of the conversations we're going to have with Clyde in regards to who's going to certify what, because maybe now it'll all come from LFX. I don't know.
That's definitely, we'll need to spend some time about accreditations and certifications, because those are legally type things. We want to make sure we're going through all the proper things to make that they are truly a real recognized cert.
And that's the other thing that came up.
Talk to marketing about some graphics.
Come again?
So my first, again, talk to Jennifer about some type of electronic badge design in the future. And then second point of feedback is we talked, like as Sal mentioned, the ability to add groups to this. Maybe we want to put into like year 2 plans, some type of SKF hackathon. So design some type of little event that we might want to offer to people to run through and using SKF as a hackathon.
Correct. That'd be awesome. Yeah, we could definitely do that.
All right. Avishai was up next.
Yeah, I was just actually going to mention kind of the same thing. Me and my team at Microsoft is starting to create like a CTF based on SKF, right, with the CTFD. So maybe as a starting point for group activities over SKF, that can be something, you know, export to CTFD format or something like that.
Absolutely. I think we would love to collaborate with you on that. Yeah,
sure.
We did talk about it, and these identities that we've built are like, they can be used for that, where you can essentially, like, in theory, you can link these user accounts. We even have a Discord. So we're making it like really hip. Or trying. Okay.
Christine was next.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Question of, this is really cool. I was wondering the recommended for you section, maybe because I haven't checked with SKF, how do you show what you want to recommend to the person? Is it based on some pre-quiz, or is it based on something they say in their profile? Just curious about that.
I think, yeah, we're going to have kind of something like a questionnaire when you start, like when you create an account. And I think based off of that, you'll get the recommended courses.
Okay. All right, cool. Because I remember having used a Plural site. What they do is you can take a quiz ahead of time for something you're interested in, and based on that, they might have recommendations for you.
Ooh,
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
cool idea.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll take note of that. Thank you.
Any additional feedback or comments for Anthony and Randall? It's looking pretty cool, guys. Nice work so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. All right, team. Any additional topics we wanted to discuss today? All right, I will yield the balance of our time to you. I would consider investing it in reading the plan and making suggestions for improvements and or diagrams, graphics, whatever links.
Especially section 3. Super will appreciate.
All right, all. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a happy end of the month. We will see you in December. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.